Yo, bro, I used to think it was so corny to have your shit on D&D. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know when you go to text somebody and it says, so-and-so has their notifications silenced. Oh shit, big shot, my fault. I shouldn't even text you. Like, I used to think that was the corniest thing on earth, especially when you post something on your Instagram talking about, I'm ready to go on D&D, y'all don't bother me. And then niggas expect you to just like, you know what I'm saying, act like that the world is ending. It's like, oh no, what's wrong, bro? Why are you going on D&D? Please, no. But when I started doing it for myself, I'll put my phone on D&D, and that very much so does help. I used to think that I gotta stare that shit in the eye. Like, I gotta look the sun in the eye and still overcome. But sometimes acknowledging as a human being that we are fallible, you know what I'm saying, and therefore we eventually will fuck up. Giving yourself the benefit of the doubt and not even giving yourself the chance to fuck up, sometimes that's the wiser decision. It almost seems weaker, but no, it's actually smarter. Atomic Habits changed my life in 30 days. Let's not get the video started prematurely, but as y'all can see, video by my nigga Taekwondo. Atomic Habits, I think that is a book. That might be what my nigga Ty is talking about, but I really don't know. The title switched up like a mug. He had the title as something different before, which was The Art of Habit Maxing. And you know what I'm saying, the video is still going to pertain to that, but he switched the vid. I started thinking, damn, did I get the wrong vid? But no, I still think this is the right video. I be talking about my nigga Taekwondo a lot. He's an inspiration. So we gonna hear the wisdom from the source. I be trying, you know what I'm saying, let y'all know that shit through what I've learned and what I've absorbed. But sometimes you gotta hear it straight from the source, my nigga. So Atomic Habits changed his life in 30 days. Let's see exactly how. Let's get straight to it.
Wondered how to create a new habit, how to break an old one, how to make a habit stick. You get on a good run, you on a habit for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then it just doesn't stay. Well, guess what? Have no fear, Taekwondo.
Oh shit.
Here. Listen, we got the art of habit maxing.
Damn, my nigga on some cinematic shit. That's hard.
I want to just do my intro for all my OGs in the building. Welcome my new dojo members. Yeah, welcome to the dojo, baby, man.
Have no fear, Taekwondo is here. Yes, sir.
So the reason I came up with this video, right? I wanted to bring to y'all the information I find interesting. I think I built this content up, my main channel up, from the credibility of just quality information, good knowledge, good tips, good advice, dating advice, life advice. Y'all seen all types of stuff on this channel. And today we got Atomic Habits. You know, we've had a book series before, The Art of Seduction, Secrets to the Millionaire Mind, even my Allegory of the Cave video for all my OGs in the building.
Yes, sir.
So y'all tend to like my book reviews. So this would be like a book review / things I found interesting, things I found worth reading, worth impactful from the book. You may have read the book yourself, and you may say, hey, I don't even remember that, you know, or hey, this is what stuck out to me. So this is my personal take and just what I've noticed what works for me, what I've tested, what I've given to other people, what I've shared, and just why Atomic Habits is worth reading. The Art of Habit Maxing.
Right.
So habit maxing.
John's starting to sound like an ad read a little bit, but I'm gonna stick with you. So basically, I think this video is just, you know what I'm saying, why you should get into the habit of making habits, right? Because it actively shapes your mindset, your habits, you know what I'm saying, the structure of your day. It keeps you on track, you don't bullshit. If you got your habits already lined up, and if you do it for long enough, it starts to become part of you. So yeah, in a way, just having them Jones, it does lead to improvement.
And I jokingly had an idea to make a video after this called Life Maxing, because I believe I'm a person who, anything I stick my mind to, I get and I work towards. I wanted to go to college on a full ride and a scholarship. I did that. I wanted to learn to play instruments, which started with the guitar. I did that. Now I play 4 instruments, and I'll be working on my 5th, which would be the bass.
Okay.
You know, and if you want just to be specific, there's bass, guitar, piano, drums, and vocals. You know what I'm saying? I be singing doing my little 1s and 2s. So I believe I'm the type of person. Then you look at my channel. I have multiple YouTube channels. I have a Twitch channel. I have multiple social medias. I believe I'm the type of person that when I stick my mind to something, I achieve it and I work for it and I build it and I grow it.
Right.
And I want to bring that to y'all because there's so much information packed within Atomic Habits and my personal experience. I used to feel like
bro, this nigga Ty is so different, bro. Like no glaze, man. No glaze. But I don't really know nobody else on the internet doing it like my boy, bro. At least from what he portrays himself to be, he could be a fraud, but I highly doubt that. He don't seem like a fraud. To me, at least, you know what I'm saying? But you know, everybody got haters, so some people say, oh yeah, you're a fraud. But I don't know, it really seemed like my boy is about what he preached. He practices exactly what he preaches. So yeah, bro, this nigga different. He's an inspiration, bro. No bullshit. Everybody else be kind of leaning towards some other shit. This nigga really be the only one on this side, and he's still doing his shit. That's tough, bro. Shout out Ty.
The master procrastinator. I was a heavy last minute guy. You know, that assignment could be due May 5th. Guess what? I was doing it May 4th, 11:59 p.m. and it was going to get turned in. So I always felt like there's so much more untapped potential in myself personally that with the right habits and the right structure would just bring much more out of me as a person. And I know a lot of y'all feel the same way, because how many of us feel like, damn, where's my time going throughout the day? You know, how am I managing my life? And what is the proper way to do it? A lot of us don't know. Who goes around telling you?
Yes, I feel like I'm starting to understand the purpose of this video, right? So to stay on your path, right? You can't always depend on feeling like doing that thing, right? But if you set up your life in a way as to which you have these certain habits already set up, and those are things that you gotta knock the boxes off for each day, even if you don't feel like doing that thing, you still stayed on your path. Because human beings, bro, we so, you know what I'm saying? We're so inconsistent. We're so like susceptible to emotions, thoughts, stuff that make us feel shitty as hell. We don't even feel like doing stuff. We don't have the motivation. We not in the mood, whatever you want to call it. I see it as an excuse for myself. When I know I gotta do it and I'm just like, oh, I don't feel like it. Kind of like how, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't feel like recording vids. That means we're gonna record double the vids, my nigga, because that's just what we gotta do. So yeah, bro. When you're not feeling like you remember your purpose, or you feeling lost almost, your habits keep you in check. And then you start to think, why am I even doing these habits? And then you fall in love with your purpose all over again. Once you start thinking about it, once you ask yourself that question, why am I doing this? You start to remember shit, and then you start feeling like, oh yeah, my nigga, this is the way. This is truly the way. So yes, your habits will keep you on track. When your mind falters, when your body falters, which its will inevitably will, you can train it to get real good at not faltering, to the point where it falters very rarely, but it still will happen just because we human, we ain't perfect. But these habits is the safety net under all that shit. So it's good.
Hey, here's how you break and create a habit. Hey, here's how you make a habit stick. Nobody. So I think this video is very worth it. And this is a book this book is very strategic, very scientific, very like direct with his points. This is not a book that's good for mindset and mentality and good for adapting, let's say, your life and your personal life. So that's why I would make a whole separate video on life maxing, and I would use a bunch of different books I've read and just information I find valuable. But this book right here, you should see my dog in the background. Shout out Prince.
Shout out
The
that
Art
boy.
of Habit Maxing. Let's get right into it. Number 1, breaking/creating a habit. So for breaking/creating a habit, there's 3 things that stuck out to me personally. Number 1, this book really emphasized convenience. A lot of our habits are based around convenience and how easy it is to do. And you could make new habits that you want to do easier and more convenient, and you can make the habits that you're trying to break harder. And I'm gonna have examples for both. My number 1 example, right? I'm gonna use 2 huge examples. Number 1, waking up early. I used to feel like I was never a morning person. I used to hate waking up early. Guess what? One simple thing I made it to be very convenient to wake up early. I started opening my blinds in the morning. The convenience of just opening the windows and letting the natural light in and it forcing my body to wake up forced me to be a morning person. I have no choice. I can go to sleep 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm still gonna wake up 9 a.m., 8 a.m. Whenever that sun breaks through my window and smacks me in my face is when I'm waking up. That's one
tough.
of me, in fact. Notice this as well. This was another example that stuck out to me. Notice how your phone and the apps you use, your emails, these apps have no problem reminding you with what? Notifications. So when you get a notification,
yo, bro, I used to think it was so corny to have your shit on D&D. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know when you go to text somebody and it says, so-and-so has their notifications silenced. Oh shit, big shot, my fault. I shouldn't even text you. Like, I used to think that was the corniest thing on earth, especially when you post something on your Instagram talking about, I'm ready to go on D&D, y'all don't bother me. And then niggas expect you to just like, you know what I'm saying, act like that the world is ending. It's like, oh no, what's wrong, bro? Why are you going on D&D? Please, no. You know what I'm saying? I used to think that shit was so corny. But when I started doing it for myself, say for example, I'm trying to record a video or I'm editing a video or I'm in the gym trying to lock in or I'm doing whatever that requires my full attention and focus, I'll put my phone on D&D, turn that joint face down and get straight to it, get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? And that very much so does help. I used to think that I gotta stare that shit in the eye. Like I gotta look the sun in the eye and still overcome. That's the sign of true strength, right? But sometimes acknowledging as a human being that we are fallible, I think that's the word, like we can fuck up, you know what I'm saying? And therefore we eventually will fuck up. Giving yourself the benefit of the doubt and not even giving yourself the chance to fuck up, sometimes that's the wiser decision. It almost seems weaker, but no, it's actually smarter and it'll keep you locked in because at the end of the day, who's keeping track? My nigga. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's kind of like not buying junk food. If you try to eat healthier, just don't buy junk food, my nigga. As opposed to if you know what I'm saying, swing the pantry open, you got honey buns in that whole tasty cake, deep fried, whatever you mean that you would keep in the pantry that's deep fried, whatever it is. If you got that joint in your closet, you gonna want to eat it. But if you don't got it at all, you're not even gonna think about it. It's like, damn, I sure would want this, but I don't have it, my nigga. Too bad. I'm gonna eat this celery instead. Like, you know what I'm saying? You see how your habits, they start shaping your life. Indeed.
And these apps will go out of their way to say, hey, use me. Hey, touch me. Hey, look at me. This is how your habits need to be. This is what you can do and provide on your own to make your habits more convenient. Now, obviously, your notifications are just a reminder to bring your attention back, but there are other ways to make your life more convenient. For example, I wanted to break my habit of hitting my alarm and going back to sleep and sleeping in later. So guess what I did? I started charging my phone and plugging it in on the opposite side of my room. So when that alarm goes off, I have to get up and get out of my bed. It is now extremely inconvenient for me to just tap it and just lay back, roll back over as if nothing happened.
Yeah.
So one of the things, like I said, you got to think of little ways that you can make your habits more convenient or more inconvenient. I'll talk about even later when I started reading again, because I used to hate reading in school, man. I never used to read in school. I ain't gonna lie. I used to, what is it called? Like Schmoop or Spark Notes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know how you look it up, you cheat and all that. But when I started reading on my own, it came because it was summertime. I used to go on walks on a nature trail by my house, and I used to just take a book with me. So that's an example
tough.
of a habit becomes more convenient when you already lap it and connect it to something else. So as you're creating a new habit, think about how you can make it more convenient. As you're breaking a habit, think about how you can make it inconvenient. You know, there's a predominantly male audience, in my audience, the dojo, shout out to y'all. And a lot of y'all talk about, let's just be honest, pornography.
Yeah.
Think about why that habit is so easy to keep around, why it just keeps coming back to you.
You could just pull that shit up instantly.
YouTube, TikTok, Twitch now, Instagram, Twitter, all of these apps.
It's triggers everywhere, my nigga.
Will show you some revealing skin, promiscuous vibe. And then now, guess what? This is a reminder, a notification similar to the app. It's so convenient to just come back on your mind and say, let's go to porn. Think about how easy it is to get to these websites. Twitter will literally give you porn on the algorithm. And then next thing you know, you're a Safari app away from just being on there.
Real shit.
Think about how easy these habits are. You know, you used to have to get a magazine or magazine for porn, get a DVD. You used to have to freaking gambling. You might have to go to a casino. You might have to go to the corner. You know,
buy a scratch
I'm
off.
from the hood, so dudes might be shooting dice right down the street. You know what I mean? Or dudes are bet on a game that they playing right now. You know what I'm saying? All right, pay me for bread. Like, these things are so easy and convenient, and that's why they're habits that get created, or that's why they're so hard to break. This is literally your mind in its own biology, like the way your brain is wired, working with you.
Yeah.
So when you think that, man, I've been trying my hardest, I don't know how. Let's talk about another thing. That's the second sub point to breaking and creating a habit, which is momentum. Habits, it talked about how the last thing you do the night before and then the first thing you do in the next morning are very important. And I have an example for this that works perfect for me. Do you remember being a child, right? And your mom said, yo, we're going to an amusement park on Saturday. Friday night,
Lay out your clothes.
you could not sleep. Even by trying to force yourself to go to sleep, you could not sleep. So there's this momentum that carries into the night before that goes into your next day The next morning, you know it's Saturday. You know it's the day to go to amusement park. You're gonna ride roller coasters. You're going go down water slides and stuff like that. You're so excited that you wake up the next day even easier. It's even hard to go to sleep the night before.
Yeah.
This is an example of momentum. Another example I had was scary movies. For those of us that like scary movies and enjoy scary movies, I love scary movies, one of my favorite genres personally. We know, you think of Insidious, The Conjuring. There's some movies you've seen, bro, where you go to sleep, you're having nightmares about it. It's popping up in your dreams. You know it's gonna be hard to go to sleep. That shit is ingrained in your memory. So just think about using this science in your advantage. What if the last thing you did before you went to sleep was look at your goals, look at your vision board, look at your mood board for your lifestyle that you're trying to create? What if you looked at your journal of goals that you wrote for yourself? You know, start that new job, get that new body. What if you took that same momentum of the last thing you did and the first thing you look at and pay attention in the morning before is give yourself hype, give yourself momentum, give yourself something that pulls you towards that. Now, my advice for this, how I do this personally, I don't know if you can see my couch, but there's a guitar like right here where my fingers point.
Yeah.
I keep stuff around me. I got magazines in my room of artists I look up to and admire. You know, I try to do so many things to keep creativity around me and just in my scope to where the momentum of what I think about, the momentum of what I see is always around me. I'm always seeing things that empower me, motivate me, encourage me, and make me say, you know, I could be doing better for myself, bro. Honestly, I could be doing better for myself. Another example for me, like I said earlier before, when I was getting into reading again, the momentum.
This is huge for me, bro, because I'm trying to read The Laws of Human Nature. That joint like 600 pages long, bro. I need a reason to pick the book back up. And I just bought mad volumes of One Piece, the manga, and I want to read that too. That joint, I plan to read that joint, I think, after I record these videos. But sometimes just sitting down, opening a book, that joint take a lot, bro. Like, I don't know what it is, so let me know something.
Of a new habit, which was I used to go on walks and jogs just to, you know, exercise more. This was especially during COVID as well, when the gyms was closed. So it was like I got out of shape in general. But that's when I got back into reading, because I used to go on walks just in nature. And next thing you know, I took a book with me. I'm just out here. I'm sitting down. I found me a little spot and I just started reading a good little 30 minutes. I used to time it. Also, I ain't gonna lie, as a procrastinator, as a person who had very lazy habits, I didn't realize how much time I was burning
Real shit.
on miscellaneous random things.
Deadass.
So when I started timing everything I do, right? I'll read for 30 minutes, meditate for 10. Now I might not time something like journaling, like when I'm about to go to sleep, or you know, random stuff like that. But playing the game, time that. Scrolling on his social media, time that. Or set a limit on it. Give yourself a 15-minute time. You know what? This is my downtime. I just got back from work. I just got back from the gym. I'm eating. I'm gonna give myself like 20 minutes. You wouldn't even realize how long it takes you to eat. And this is stuff that kills your momentum as you're trying to create a new habit. Because again, it's distractions. You have to also find what your biggest obstacle is personally. And for me, it was focus.
Same.
I wasn't a procrastinator. I was a person who was distracted by too many things in my environment. I was a person who allowed too many distractions into my environment. So guess what? I turned off social media notifications. I don't even see Instagram notifications pop up on my phone. I don't even see Twitch when somebody goes live. I don't see TikToks. I don't even see when somebody likes my page. I don't see none of that. I don't see when YouTube comments pop up. I have to go out my way to check these things. I have to go out my way to see if I want to see these things. And this, when you start to realize you turn all those notifications off, you kind of almost, like at first
It
you
ain't
start
shit.
opening the app. If you ever deleted these apps off your phone, see, for me, I use social media. I'm an influencer, so I can't just straight up delete them.
Yeah.
But I remember I deleted them on my phone before. It gets to a point where you start going through your phone and you start checking as if the app
Deadass.
is still there.
Yeah.
That's what you realize, like, whoa, this habit is deadly, man. Like, you start naturally just checking things. Now, the last advice of creating a new habit is be clear. One thing Atomic Habits really emphasized was be clear. The format that they had for this was, I will, parentheses, behavior, at parentheses, time, in parentheses, location. So to fulfill this out, let's say, I will jog for 10 minutes at 7 a.m. in my neighborhood. I will meditate for 1 minute at 7 a.m. in my kitchen. I'm just giving you random examples of this is how if you be clear, it's much easier to know what you're asking yourself and expecting yourself to do. You just do it, you knock it out. Then you might realize you have all this free time after the fact, later in the day. Let's get into number 2. How do we make habits stick?
Damn, nigga.
How do we
I forgot what number 1 was. Christ.
make a habit stay that we're trying to create? I've had plenty of people tell me, hey, Ty, you know, I go on a good run. I'm 2-3 weeks in. And the next thing you know, everything flops and falls apart. Now, Atomic Habits has a lot of advice on this. And I have a lot of advice on this. But
I ain't gonna lie.
what I've noticed
When it comes to making habits out of the things that I don't necessarily want to do with all my heart, right? Like editing a video, making a thumbnail, editing a TikTok, working out, making a video, like, you know what I'm saying? I will have some shit that I want to do at the end of the day. Say, for example, just some random shit. Watch anime, play the game, read a book, read manga, I don't know, scroll the gram, something like that, right? I'll make it so that I gotta do those habits that I don't necessarily want to do. I gotta get all of that done before I even do a single one of them shits that I really do want to do. You know what I mean? And for example, yeah, bro, I'll be like, oh, I want to watch anime. You know what I'm saying? Oh, these vids not done though, nigga. I ain't watching anime. You feel me? And sometimes it gets to the point where the day's done. I didn't watch no anime. But for damn sure, I got them vids done, nigga. Let's try again tomorrow to watch that anime. Like, it really just recycles. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get to do it. Sometimes I don't. And even that leads to making me feel more motivated to getting those shits done quicker so that I do have time to do those things that genuinely excite me and make me happy, right? You feel me? So yeah, the way you set up your schedule, it can make your habits stick very much so. Yes.
person who stuck out to me is number 1, you gotta keep this one line in your head. Out of sight, out of mind. In reality, when you're making a new habit stick, you're essentially saying you're creating a new lifestyle. Habits aren't independent. They aren't just, oh, I have a habit of going to the gym. Oh, I have a habit of reading. These habits aren't independent. A lot of your habits that you have now are chained together. You brush your teeth first thing in the morning, and then you check social media, and then you do this.
Yeah.
So start to notice what changed your habits together. For me, I might have noticed I used to play the game a lot when I had group chats open on my phone. So I muted certain group chats because if my friends text the group chat like, yo, let's play the game, or let's go outside and hoop today, or let's go do this, I might not even know because I had the group chat muted. They
Right.
literally will have to call me to say, yo, are you getting on, or are we going out to go do this? And it makes that habit, it's out of sight, out of mind. I'm not even thinking about it. The distraction that will kill my consistency and my momentum is not even there. I canceled my what are they called? Media services, memberships on apps. You know, yo,
Oh,
I'm
damn.
thinking of like HBO Max, Hulu, Crunchyroll, Netflix.
Yeah.
By canceling these things out, it's not even there. This also combines with that
I
social.
ain't gonna lie, my nigga. I did just mention anime. I need my Crunchyroll. For damn show, bro. If I'm gonna keep one streaming platform, I'm gonna keep that Crunchyroll, bro. But yeah, fuck it. Like Netflix. No, I need Netflix, bro. I was gonna sit up here and cap like I don't, but nah, I need my Netflix too, bro. But like I said, I don't even gotta worry about all that because I'm getting all those things that I need to get done before I even think about getting on Netflix or Crunchyroll. So yeah, but we keeping the maps, nigga. Don't get it misconstrued. Oh yeah.
Media thing I talked about before where I muted those notifications.
But this nigga be locked into a different degree. That's what I'm talking about. It seems like this nigga wake up, grind all day, go to sleep, wake up, grind all day again, go to sleep. It's just like, God damn, nigga, do you have a break? But he probably don't do that shit every single day. He definitely got time where he allocates leisure, you know what I'm saying? Where he schedules that shit, you know what I'm saying? Times it like he said he been doing. So it makes sense. But yeah, bro, I don't know if I could go without all them joints.
And there was like the chain of doom scrolling and just, oh, I'm on my phone. It's once you take those notifications away, once you kill that initial desire and reward of clicking on that notification that dragged you over there in the first place, once you nipped it in the bud and got it at the root of the cause, you'll start to realize it wasn't that big of a deal in the first place. You have to get into this mentality that disciplined people aren't better than you. They aren't some humans with 5 hearts and 12 arms and 32 hours in a day. Disciplined people work less. Disciplined people are lazier. A disciplined person will have their time scheduled. They know what they want to do for the day. They know when they want to do it. They know what time they want to get there, what time they want to wake up, what time they want to go to sleep. You might add in meal prepping. When you really think about it, a very disciplined, hardworking person is not better than you. Their life is easier. There's no confusion. There's no
Facts.
guessing. This is what it is, and this is what I'm going to do. That's it. Another lesson that Atomic Habits emphasized was missing one day versus making sure you never miss more than one day back to back. And the reason was that if your habits are like a chain, right? And you're building this new habit up and you're trying to make it stick, you can miss one day. Let's say you're going to the gym 4 or 5 days a week and you've been doing that for the last 2-3 weeks and you miss a day.
Ain't
Right?
the end of the world.
It is so important
Don't let that shit happen
not
again, though.
miss that next day.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, what you can even do, if you think you're gonna miss a day, get in there for 30 minutes. It could be that small. A lot of times, too, is like, as a procrastinator, I know the mental workload of thinking about what I need to do. I know the mental workload of, dang, I still ain't do it yet. I gotta put it. You just keep putting it off.
Yeah.
A lot of times, though, you just work on something for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You know, you go to the gym for, you know what, all I got is 30 minutes today. I'm just, no matter what, I'm gonna make sure I show up there. I don't care if I miss out on that new show that drops, this new boxing match. I don't care if I miss out on whose close friends I'm in and where they going at and who's doing this or that. It's ultimately, at the end of the day, it truly is a sacrifice. And again, new habits is essentially a new lifestyle. It's closing one door and opening another. It's leaving one life and walking into another. So you have to understand that you're literally swapping out what you used to be able to do for what you are able to do and what you're making space for now.
Because they say that you can't quit a habit altogether. You have to replace it with something else. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just that. I don't know what the psychology is. That obsession you need with something else. You just got to replace it with something else. You just need something else to focus on, really. You know what I'm saying? Something else to make you feel good. Dopamine. I don't know, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's why you can replace one toxic habit with another one. You can replace a toxic habit with a good one. But then again, if that good shit, you know what I'm saying, makes you feel good, it's like delayed gratification. I guess in theory, you still could replace that because you feel good with the toxic shit, albeit more instant, and you feel good with the delayed shit, which, you know what I'm saying, you got to work for it. But once you get that shit, it's like, damn, nigga, I'm getting addicted to that. Whatever it is I'm getting from this, I'm getting addicted to it. So I'm going to keep doing it and keep getting it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You have to make space for your new lifestyle, or there's no choice. So a lot of the times, the hardest part about creating the habits, breaking a habit, or making a new
The
one
first
stick
step.
is saying goodbye to your last lifestyle. The new habit is not necessarily hard. It's your lifestyle that you're not letting go of that's making the habit so hard. Now, this is a huge one for making it stick and making it stay. Your identity. If I was to ask you right now, name some of your hell no's, right? I just told you right now. I said, yo, let's go bear wrestling. You would say hell no. If I said, you know, let's go shoot up some heroin or some random shit, you would say hell no. Depending on what type of person you are, you know what I'm saying? But my point is, when your identity is wrapped in some hell no's and some hell yeses, or some obvious answers for what you would do, this is obviously called character and having, you know, principles and things like that. But when you form this new identity that will tell yourself at your core, nah, that's not me. That's not for me. It's much easier to say no. This is why a lot of people end up going places, and the whole idea of peer pressure, the whole idea of being, you know, manipulated into acting in a way that's not normally yourself. Now, you might be like me, you know, see my other content. Sometimes I got YN tendencies. Sometimes I party. Sometimes I get lit. Sometimes I go out and have fun. But when it comes to locking in and working, I know myself. And even then, I'm the type of person who will think my way even while having fun. I say, what am I going to do tomorrow? I'm going to the gym. I got to work this off. I got to sweat this off. Like, I'm already that type of person. So like I said, that huge part of making it stick is that when your identity can make obvious answers for you, obvious choices.
That shit is kind of like a wise friend. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You got your lower self and your higher self. Your lower self is the one asking for advice. Literally, if you turn inward, bro, and you think about the person that you want to be, And then you ask yourself, should I do this thing? You already fucking know the answer, bro. You already know the answer. So even though you want to do it, you want to be that version of yourself much more. So you just by default will not do that thing. Or you'll at least feel bad about it to the point where you probably don't want to make that shit happen again. Which is why it's important to keep your goal in mind, your mission in mind, your identity in mind, just so you don't let bullshit slip past and slip into your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
That feel obvious based on your principles, based on your vision, them habits stick and stay around much easier because now you just have developed into an entirely new person. You're not the person who will be sitting on the couch right now and taking a nap. You're not the person who will be falling asleep right now. You're the person who understood, hey, I have these clear goals. Hey, I have this clear image for myself, and this is what I need to be doing right now.
Yeah.
This is the identity I'm stepping into. This is the person I'm stepping up to become. This is the commitment of the vision that I'm choosing. And I'm deciding, I'm making a decision to walk into. And that was the hardest part for me when I looked at my old life and what I wanted to change. It wasn't necessarily breaking the habits or breaking out of this or this hard, tough thing. It was replacing, switching in and out, letting go of and making space for what was trying to walk in and be present. Because there wasn't room for both. I couldn't serve two masters. I couldn't, I'm gonna have to be here, this type of person, I'm gonna have to be here, and this. No, it doesn't work like that. You do not get the best of both worlds. Now, for me, this is like the third section of the video, which is honorable mention / cool info.
Okay.
And one of the things I found cool is how the book talked about how a lot of big businesses know this information of Atomic Habits. A lot of big businesses know the research on what triggers habits and sparks getting into a new habit and sparks trying things and making it be consistent. Colors was an example. Certain colors are triggered and related to hunger. And believe it or not, guess what one of those colors are? Red. How many fast food businesses have the color red in their logo?
Yeah.
Or some form of red in their signs and their symbols and their marketing. It's one of the colors that triggers hunger. Another interesting thing the book pointed out, there was a study, right? And there were two college classes or two groups within the college class. And one group they had a project, it was a photography class. One group had a project for the entire semester. A semester tends to last 3 to 4 months. So they had one project that they got to work on for 3 to 4 months before needing to turn it in. The other group, Group B, had a project or an assignment due every week. Every single week, a project was due or an assignment was due. And by the end of the class, you would think that Group A, who had the most time, 3 to 4 months to work on something, would have turned into better work, but it was actually Group B. Group B was the group that you find out they worked on and honed their skills over and over and over, and they went through the process of overthinking. They went through the process of, let me try this out. Will this work? Nah, that didn't work last time, so I could. They went through that whole process.
Yeah.
So the book really went through a hard case to prove that oftentimes the best are those who spent the most time working on a skill. And honestly, when it clicks, it feels like common sense.
Right.
But a lot of us, right, especially creative people, a lot of us say, nah, I'm gonna just work on that song a little bit longer. Nah, I'm gonna just work on that video a little longer. I'm gonna just work on that idea a little longer. I'm gonna just think about it longer and plan on it longer. When in reality, your experience with finishing it, your experience with putting it out, your experience with saying this is done is what makes the product better in the long run. All of that accumulated experience is what makes you better. The way I like to word that is, you suck until you don't. No diddy. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Last but not least, one of the main quotes that stuck with me from this book is, what got you here won't get you there. Taekwondo checking out. I love y'all. Thankful to all my supporters. I'm gonna just have a little message at the end.
They say that, oh shit, hold on. What's good?
Yeah, for the main channel, I want to make more professional content. I want to make more concise, clear content.
Okay.
You know,
I think that's it. I think that's it right there. But yeah, along with what he said, right? What got you here won't get you there. They say that insanity, or the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Yeah. Right? So if you want to do something and you try to attain that thing by doing the same shit that you've been doing, my nigga, you're insane. Those other things that you will inevitably have to do will feel hard, but you have to do them, because what got you here won't get you here, my nigga. You gonna have to do some different shit. You want some different results, you gotta do some different shit. That's just common sense, my nigga. So yes, this was a W video, Atomic Habits. How your habits keep you locked in on your path. How you need to make your habits so convenient and easy to do that you don't even think about that shit. After a while, you do it for long enough, it becomes a part of you. And then you got all that momentum going. You'll be damned if you fail, nigga. It's like, bro, what? Nigga like me, man, the boy I'm trying to become, bro. Man, I wouldn't miss this shit for the world, nigga. Let's go do whatever I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, your habits, I genuinely see them as like a safety net in keeping yourself who you are or who you want to be, right? And you know what I'm saying? It's just good shit to do. Like, you get in the habit of doing certain things. You know what makes you you. They become a part of your identity. You become even more sure of who you are. So even when you don't feel confident in them confident moments, like I say, you go back to do them things, you start questioning why you doing it, you get that much more confident all over again, my nigga. The fact of the matter is, you know, you can judge whether or not or how well you do certain things. But for me, the most important thing is whether or not I did it, right? Because like Taekwondo said, get that shit out, you can improve later. Your experience is what makes you better at the end of the day. So if I compound experience, no matter how well it's done, of course you're going to try to make it good every single time. Don't bullshit. But if you compound that experience every single time, my nigga, man, just think about the result. You're going to be a demon. So yes, we're going to end the video right there. Habits, make them. They either make you or they break you. You know what I'm saying? You got to make them so that they won't break them. I'm trying to rhyme too bad. I want to rhyme hard as shit. You gotta make them so that you don't break them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, you can't. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? You want to make good habits so you don't break them good habits. Like, yeah, bro, you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this is a good video. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my nigga Taekwondo. Welcome back. My nigga came back to YouTube. Shout out to him. We gonna be looking at a lot of his content on this channel if it pertains to what I want to talk about and the overall message of the shit that I'm trying to push. So yeah, stay tuned for more videos like that. If you got any other videos that you want to see, leave them in the comment section down below. Any topics you want me to tackle. And thank y'all for watching the video once again. Make sure to like it, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Love y'all. Peace.